Hi, my name is Mark Massey, and I'm the teacher of the cabaret combo at Orange County School of the Arts. I guess they're supposed to keep this under 10 minutes, so I better time it so I don't go on too long. Uh, anyway, I've been teaching the class I've been teaching there at OSHA, I don't know, almost 20 years, I think. And before that, I was playing gigs at the same building, uh, playing upstairs and downstairs. The cabaret combo is called the cabaret combo because that's where they meet when they rehearse. Of course, they're not meeting there right now, right? Because we're in quarantine. But maybe later this year we'll end up going back, hopefully. Uh, anyway, I'm a jazz musician, like I said. That's what I do for a living. And I also teach a bit. I've taught in colleges and stuff, but I've quit a lot of those gigs because I want more time to play. And I love just teaching. Orange County School of the Arts is where I like to really teach. I just love working with the age group of kids because they're really serious about working hard. It's kind of nice. Um, I live here in Pasadena at my house. It's kind of sloppy right now, but I'm not going to worry about it, right? Okay. You don't care about that. Um, I live here with my wife, Georgina. She's a pharmacist. We call her Gigi sometimes. And my dog, Roscoe. I don't know what a Roscoe. I think he's outside. Anyway, I have 2 degrees in music. I both in classical composition and then it's not jazz composition, but I play jazz for a living, so it's kind of a nice balance there. I play piano. I work on other instruments. I would not hire me on any other instrument except piano, but I'm working on them. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of the thing. I'm going down this list here because I want to make sure I cover everything. What are the essential learning outcomes for your students? So I'm looking here. One of the things you might want to look at is the syllabus for probably 2000, I guess it's 2020/2021. Um, and it talks about what are the essential outcomes, right? The essential outcomes, it's under goals and expectations. the, the main goal here, I'm just going to read it just and maybe talk about it for a second. The main goal of the class is to learn how to play jazz style and improvise on songs out of the American Songbook, standard jazz tunes and standard jazz progressions such as rhythm changes and 12-bar blues. And what that really means is that we play tunes that are the body of work written by a bunch of Broadway composers in the last century, in the 20th century. And jazz musicians took those tunes, which are the pop tunes of the day, really, and they learned how to improvise over them. And it goes all the way back, the beginning of the 1900s, really. But the classic period of the American Songbook. It's not an actual book, right? It's the body of work. But it goes back. It's really the classic period is maybe mid 1920s, maybe 1930 to 1960, or even the 70s. And there's still standards being written now, but it's not so common as it used to be, right? So that's the main body of work. So we work on those tunes because if you work on those tunes, you're kind of working on this basic harmonic schemes, the chord progressions for and structure for almost any jazz that you run into eventually, if you can kind of do that. The focus is on jazz language. So there's a language to jazz. The closest thing I can say is it's just like a regular language. Like if you learn another foreign language, there are idioms and sayings and classic forms that people use in language. It's the same thing in jazz. They learn the classic. They learn to speak jazz. That's what we say, right? They're learning to do that. one of the elements that I'm big on, because I'm a piano player and I play in a rhythm section, but I also play with my own trio and different quartets and stuff behind singers and that sort of thing, is learning how to play behind people, or really precisely more with people. Um, and that's important because that's going to allow people to get jobs if they want to work in the real world. And it's really, to me, the great joy of jazz is learning how to play with other people. So let's see here. The only supplies that they might need, and of course they need their instrument, and they need to be able to bring their music to class, right? That's a big thing. But one of the things I suggest them using, in fact, I kind of insist on it, a thing called iReal Pro. I think you can get it for free with commercials, right? But you can pay for it. I don't think it's $10 even. Um, but it's an app that they can use in their cell phone. And what it does, it plays background for you to improvise over. So if you're a saxophone player or a violin player or a guitar player and you want to play bebop lines and how to play jazz, you can play with this thing. It's like having a rhythm section behind you. So if they bring that to class, I can hear them play in time with the rhythm section. And that kind of gets rid of at least temporarily, kind of gets rid of the issue of not being able to play together, because the timing, there's a lag in timing and you can't really play over Zoom. That doesn't really work very well. But anyway, so let's go on here. That's the most important thing. Or let's see, grades. Let's talk about grades for a second. They have to be there. Attendance is a really big deal. I think officially, if they don't show up, if at least it used to be, I don't know what it is under COVID or whatever, but officially, if they miss 3 times, they can lose their status or something. That's what I've heard before. I'm not really sure about that. But the main thing is that they have to bring materials to class. So it would be great if they could bring their iReal Pro on their cell phone and be able to play that. So I can hear them play with an electronic live rhythm section. Let's see, let's go on. Participation, I'm a big thing about participating. If you don't participate in my class, then why are you there? That's my question, right? So that's a big thing. I don't think I'm going to have any problems with that in any of those kids in my class in a cabaret combo. I think they all seem to be pretty eager to participate, and they're self-starters. One of the big things for grades is concert attendance, and like I said, this is all in the syllabus, but we can't have concerts right now. Okay, so one of the things we can do in lieu of that is have recordings, and they're making recordings, so they're playing on tracks, and they can do that because they're not doing it with everybody. There's no virtual lag. They just get it on their computer and they play along with it, and then they pass it on to the next person, and then they play along with it, and after a while you have a whole band, right? That's kind of the idea. Let's see what else is left. Let's see. Those are how the grades are determined, and how can students can receive additional support. Here's my email, mark.massey, mark.massey at ocsarts.net, mark.massey at ocsarts.net, net, okay? You can always email me there. All the kids have my phone number, and if you really want to just call, texting works fine too for me. Although technically, if you just want to talk, it'd be good to call me, 562-498-6187, 562-498-6187. And I think, let's see, I think that kind of wraps it up for most of it. You can call anytime, leave a message. I like text. I like people to leave me a text. That kind of seems to be on the radar in front of me, And I think we've used up our 10 minutes. So I think we have everything here. And okay, I feel like John Baptiste, hey. All right, John Baptiste on the Colbert Show, All right, bye-bye.